And a very pleasant good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to another edition of Henley Baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Today coming to you from the campus of Henley High School at Rosser Field for Senior Day as the Henley Hornets get ready for a non-league showdown with the challengers of Cascade Christian High School. Josh Eldridge, so glad to be with you on a fine, windy Wednesday afternoon from the South Klamath Basin. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll talk a little bit about the seniors that are lining up down the first base line right now, as well as take a look around the state of Oregon, an interclassification matchup between the Challengers and the Hornets just a few minutes away on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Just a couple of minutes away from first pitch between the Henley Hornets and the Cascade Christian Challengers, both teams that are ranked within the top 10 in their respective classification. Henley as the number 2 team in the 4A class, Cascade Christian as the number 6 team in the 3A class. Henley still has the most wins out of any team in the entire state. They are 22-1 coming into play today. Cascade Christian is 19-5, and you look at the Challengers coming into today's ball game. They are winners of 3 straight. As a matter of fact, they've won 6 of their last 7 games. Their previous loss was a trip to the eastern part of the state. It was to Lakeview when they lost to the Honkers 5-4, but that was back on April 30th. Since then, they came back and they beat the Honkers in the second part of a doubleheader. Then they wrapped up a sweep of Sutherland. That was back on Monday by scores of 14-1 and 17-1. Henley is on a 17-game win streak, and they haven't scored less than 10 runs since April 18th when they beat Hidden Valley 7-4. Since then, it's been 17 runs, 18 runs, 10, 16, 15, and 17 against Mazama. That was back on Thursday. Now today, an endowment game between the Challengers and the Hornets. We'll talk a little bit about what that endowment game status means as we move throughout the broadcast today. Of course, one more break, and then we'll meet the starting lineups for both teams as the coaches, Joe Tacchini and Kevin Schaefer, exchange lineup cards at home plate. We'll take one more break. This is Henley Baseball on the way, 104.3 and 60 Sports.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
From Henley High School, Rosser Field, the site of today's OSAA endowment game between the Hornets and the Challengers. An endowment game effectively means that the price of admission has changed, and all the admission goes to the OSAA Foundation. The OSAA Foundation, a nonprofit established by the OSAA, the governing body of high school sports, and they tend to give this money back to programs that need it, the non-revenue generating sports. You think of things like softball, soccer, tennis, golf, swimming, sports like that. The OSAA Foundation helps schools get those sports for student athletes, and games like this with a good turnout at Henley High School for an endowment game make things like that possible. So with all that, an endowment game status between the Challengers and the Hornets just a couple of minutes away. Let's meet the starting lineups first for the visiting Cascade Christian Challengers. Leading off at center field, Noah Latendre. CJ Bonner bats second at second base. Ashton Moody on the bump today for the Challengers. He bats third, followed by Jack Nips. The cleanup hitter is at first base today. Cole Stofflet is at third base, batting fifth, followed by Grady Sickler, the catcher, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Carson Willard in right field, followed by Wyatt Hurley, the designated hitter, is batting eighth. Rounding out the Challenger order is Bryson Walker at shortstop. On the mound, again, we mentioned, is Ashton Moody for the Cascade Christian Challengers. Now let's meet the lineup card for the hometown Henley Hornets. They have got Bo Pyle on the mound today for themselves, and their batting order goes like this. Leading off it in center field, Peyton Price. Connor Shively bats second and is catching. Aiden Hayes is at shortstop, hitting third, followed by the cleanup hitter and third baseman Mark Carpenter. Owen Harper bats fifth at first base, followed by Max Price at second base, batting sixth. Thomas Baki has got the start today as the designated hitter. He's batting seventh, followed by Lane Frank in right, and Luke Austin bats ninth, rounding out the Henley order. Today for the Hornets, they're in their home cream-colored uniforms, Henley written in cursive across their chest, navy blue in that, a navy blue pinstripe down the side of their pants with the navy blue caps and the yellow H. For the Challengers today, they've got black jerseys on with the purple and gold C off the right part of their chest, gold letters on the back, gray pants, a black pinstripe with black caps today for the Challengers from Medford. A private school, 3A school for the Challengers today. And again, they are tasked with Bo Pyle on the mound for Henley. He has worked 41 2/3 innings this season. In his decisions, he is 6-0. He has put together a stellar ERA this season, 2.352. This is his 10th start of the year. That almost doubles up the next best in terms of amount of starts for Hornets this year. Corbin Hamilton has the second most with 6 on the season. But boy, oh boy, Bo Pyle has been trouble for lineups this season. I mean, even looking at Bo's previous starts this year, we can go back to his most recent performance, and that would have been against Mazama back on the 2nd. He worked 4 innings. He picked up the win after only giving up 3 hits, 1 walk. He struck out 4. His last game before that against Klamath Union, he struck out 8 Pelicans in 5 innings of work. Pyle definitely has that swing and miss stuff, and we'll see how these challengers approach these at-bats today. Working hard in the batting cage before the ball game began. I could hear Coach Kevin Schaefer trying to dictate how he wanted his team to approach the plate today. And Pyle will get you swinging early and often, but trying to see as many pitches as you can tends to be what teams try to do. As Noah Latendre swings and misses at the first pitch he sees this game, and we are underway. It's an 0-1 count to Latendre. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Pyle. That one will also find the zone. 0-2, the count to the Challengers center fielder. Getting started a little bit early today, as we tend to do at Henley High School. First pitch scheduled for 5 o'clock, actually at 4:57 this afternoon. Take a look at the weather report. It's supposed to be nice, which is different than what we've had in the Klamath Basin recently. 61 degrees right now. It's about as warm as it's going to get today. Could cool down into the high 50s by the time the game completes, but that's a lot better than the low 40s where we were at about halfway through league play earlier this season. It's a ball and 2 strikes to Latendre. Pyle delivers a pitch in the dirt, kicks away from Shively, but just a ball, 2-2, the count to Latendre. Can take a look at him on the season. And Latendre batting .377 on the year. The 2-2 fouled off, and he stays alive. Right-handed bat for the Challengers. Latendre, a senior today. It's also senior day for the Hornets as Latendre fouls off a pitch out of the zone. Nice job going after that pitch, getting defensive in a 2-strike count. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pyle, he works quickly on the mound already from the windup. Here's the 2-2. That'll miss high. The fastball sailed on him. The count runs full now to Noah Latendre. On deck for the Hornets, or pardon me, for the Challengers, we mentioned C.J. Bonner, then Ashton Moody. The next couple of guys up for Cascade Christian. All right, full count pitch from Pyle. That's an off-speed pitch, froze up Latendre. He's down on strikes for the first out of this ball game. Top of the first inning, this brings up C.J. Bonner. Pyle certainly a strikeout pitcher, although he's second on the team in that metric. That's his 48th strikeout recorded. It's Mark Carpenter who leads the team with 66 on the year. But again, Pyle, he works quickly. He'll make you swing often and early, and he collects a lot of ground outs. As the first pitch is a curveball, Bonner checked his swing in time, and so it's a 1-0 count to Bonner, the second baseman for the Challengers. Here's the 1-0 delivery from Pyle. That's a fastball, found the zone. Good job by Shively to frame it up, and even the count at 1 for Pyle. Already 1 away in the top of the first. Just getting started in this non-league game for Henley. The 1-1, slow roller in front of the mound. Pyle charging it. He's going to make the easy throw to Harper in time for the second out. And with that play, let's go ahead and meet the starting defense for the Henley Hornets. We mentioned Connor Shively behind the dish. Mark Carpenter plays the hot corner. Aiden Hayes at shortstop. Max Price is playing second base with Owen Harper at first. In the outfield for Henley, from left to right, it's Luke Austin, Peyton Price, and Lane Frank. And it looks like they're actually going to bring back Bonner, so no ground out on the play. I think they're going to say it was a foul ball, so they count 1-2. It might have maybe hit off his foot or something as it rolled fair. So now it's a 2-2 count after the pitch missed high. The 2-2 to Bonner. A curveball that's hit in the sky. Shallow right field. Over there is Price, the second baseman, to make the catch for the second out. And this will bring up Ashton Moody. with 2 away in the top of the first. Looking at Moody on the season, he leads the team in batting average. .464 is his season average. Left-handed bat awaits the first pitch from Pyle. He's going to take a high fastball. The count 1-0 to Moody. Moody, another senior. Left-handed bat, also a left-handed pitcher on the mound. He takes strike one. We'll take a look at his pitching numbers once he gets on the bump. But with 2 outs in the top of the first, just looking to get something started for his squad against the Hornets. Here's the 1-1 from Pyle. That one will miss low. Count moves now to 2 balls and a strike to Moody. And the pitch from Pyle. That was the off-speed pitch, ripped deep to left field. Oh my, that one sails foul. And that was really close. If it stayed fair, it was gone, no doubt about it. 325 over the right field fence, but our home plate umpire calling a foul ball. That'll go in the book as a loud strike 2. But we'll see. And see if Coach Schaefer, third base coach, walking down, trying to make a case for that being a fair ball. It was close. It was close. It was curving foul, but the question is, did it peel right around the foul pole or not? And Coach Schaefer trying to point that out. It's hard to tell from here, admittedly. It's a hard call for an umpire to make. Frankly, probably should be made by the first base umpire, but nobody's asking him. All right, there it is. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Moody gets a home run removed, and Bo Pyle a second opportunity in this at-bat. Here's the 2-2. That one is going to miss high, and the count runs full. It was a hanging breaking ball that Moody took advantage of and hit it over the fence. Regardless, it did go over, cleared 325 over there. It just didn't stay fair. Here's the full count pitch. That one is in the dirt, and a walk delivered to Moody puts him on first for Jack Nips. Looking at Nips on the season, he's second on the team in average, .441 on the year. The right-hander bats with 2 away and a runner aboard at first. The pitch from Pyle is called a strike. Low and down the middle, 0-1 the count to Nips. On deck, Cole Stofflet. Pyle now working from the stretch, delivers the 0-1. It's in the dirt. Shively blocks it. Taking off from first is Moody. The throw down is in time, and they got him trying to take second, and that will end the inning. Going now to the bottom of the first inning, scoreless on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Ready to go in the bottom of the first inning. The Hornets taking on the Cascade Christian Challengers. Leading off for Henley, Peyton Price, Connor Shively, and Aiden Hayes. They're going to go to work against the left-hander, Ashton Moody. Taking a look just briefly at a couple of his numbers this season. Mainly just his ERA, a 2.1 ERA. He contributes to a Challenger staff that has a team ERA of 2.62. That's pretty remarkable. Now, the Challengers are without their couple of top 2 guys today. day as far as pitch count goes because, well, just on Monday, Cascade Christian picked up a couple of victories against Sutherland, 14-1 and 17-1. So using most of their starting top guys in that series. But, hey, man, for what it's worth, if a guy with Moody's numbers is your third option, you're in pretty good shape as the left-hander finishes his warm-up pitches. Looks like he's working with the fastball changeup, had a big bending curveball I just noticed. Hard to pick up from the left-handed pitcher. Henley hasn't faced much left-handed pitching all season. I think the only time that they have is when they traveled to play Hidden Valley. And the Mustangs have a couple of southpaws that they like to toss out there, but that's about it from my remembrance of this season so far. All right, looks like we're just about ready to go. Again, Peyton Price, Connor Shively, Aiden Hayes to lead off this bottom of the first inning. Take a look at Peyton Price on the year. Price is batting .367. And at the top of the lineup, he's certainly a table setter, even with not the highest average on the team, because he collects extra base hits extremely well. 9 extra base hits on the season for him. Likes to get in scoring position for the guys down the middle of the order to knock him in. First pitch to Price from the lefty Moody. Here's the delivery. Looked to be a changeup, framed up nicely by Sickler, the catcher, for the strike. It looked inside maybe to Price, but Sickler, just that small twist of the wrist, makes that one look like a strike. Here's the 0-1 delivery from Moody. The 0-1 is in the dirt behind Price, and looked like the curveball just kind of slipped out of the hand of Moody. Evens the count up at 1 apiece. Peyton Price celebrating senior day today for the Hornets. The 1-1. That one looked to have missed high. 2-1. Other seniors who got to be joined by their parents down the first base line: Luke Austin, Aiden Hayes, Lane Frank, Owen Harper, and Thomas Bakke. Bakke in the starting order today as a designated hitter. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Price. That one's going to miss wide. The count moves now to 3-1 to the Henley leadoff hitter. Price, third on the team in collecting walks this season at the top of the order. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one offered up at and missed. Looked a little bit out in front of the off-speed pitch there from Moody. And the count runs full to Peyton Price. Moody out of the windup. Here's the full count pitch in the dirt, and that's actually going to kick up and hit Peyton Price too. So the free base, and he's going to call a dead ball as it hit Price. Yeah, so he thought he might be able to extend the walk into a two-base walk because the ball kicked away from the catcher Sickler. But dead ball, he's going to have to stay at first, and that's where we pick things up for Connor Shively. Shively this season leading the team in batting average, .556. He also leads, .519. He also leads the entire Skyline Conference in batting average. The lefty Shively takes ball one outside, 1-0. Shively has been lethal this season for the Hornets. Just collecting base hits, likes to shove the ball the other way. Even as a left-handed hitter, he generally hits things to the left side of the field. Here's the 1-0. Shively showing bunt again. Pulls back in time. The count moves now to 2-0. Shively leads the conference in hits as well, and doesn't strike out all that often. 10 Ks on the season, and he's second on the team in walks, 18 on the year. The 2-0 pitch to Shively is looked at for ball three, just missed outside to the lefty. Aiden Hayes is on deck for the Hornets. They've got a runner on first, nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. Shively ahead in the count, 3-0. Moody gathers the sign from his catcher Sickler and delivers the 3-0. That one's going to miss low. Back-to-back walks to start the ball game, and this will bring up Aiden Hayes. Hayes this season for the Hornets, batting .430 on the year, second on the team in RBI at 32. And this is going to earn an early visit to the mound from the Cascade Christian Challengers coach. We'll take a moment to remind you that today's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you by Les Schwab Tires. Having the right set of tires and wheels on your vehicle is just part of an essential safety checklist. That's why Les Schwab Tires does more than install just tires and wheels. Come on in for a free pre-trip safety check. They're going to make sure that everything is in working order at Les Schwab Tires. 3 locations here in the Basin: Washburn Way, South 6th Street, and in Merrill. Les Schwab Tires has been doing the right thing since 1952. Home plate umpire out to break up the party on the mound. And okay, Lefty Moody staying in the game, no surprise there. Just a couple of early walks looking to gain his composure. I wouldn't frankly be surprised if Moody is still thinking about the ball he hit over the right field fence that was called a foul ball. But that's behind him. Got to focus up and attack the hitter. It's Aiden Hayes at the plate for Henley. He bats with runners on second and first. Nobody out in the first inning. Hayes fouls off the first pitch he sees. Count moves now to 0-1. Again, we mentioned Hayes second on the team in RBI this year, 32. He's come up in situations just like this for his team all year long. He started in every game for the Hornets this year as Moody calls time. And are they going to say that he balked? They're going to say that Moody balked, it looks like. And the base umpire looks like it's going to overrule the balk call, so okay, so just a little bit of a misstep there by our home plate umpire. No harm, no foul, everything corrected. And Coach Cicchini now out of the dugout to have a discussion. He thinks if something was called, maybe it should stay that way, or if there was a balk or what have you. And Coach Cicchini trying to make his case that a balk is warranted. And we'll see. Always interesting conversations when this is what it's about. Just whether or not Moody twitched his leg. And tend to err on the side of the base umpire, who right now is standing right behind Moody, and who overruled the call of the home plate umpire. So everything is as it was. It's an 0-1 count with Shively at first and Price at second. Nobody out at the bottom of the first inning, and Aiden Hayes to hit for the Hornets. Here's the delivery from Moody. Hayes showed bunt on the curveball that broke out of the zone. The count is even now at 1 apiece. On deck is Mark Carpenter for the Hornets. Corners playing in for the Challengers. And middle infield at double play depth. We'll get to know the Challenger defense after this at-bat from Hayes. Here's the 1-1. That one misses down and in. 2-1. They count to the Henley shortstop. Been a small zone for Moody so far, although generally a consistent zone just across the plate. Kind of elevated as well as what we've seen typically from this group. The 2-1 down and in, 3-1. Moody is doing a good job of breaking off that curveball early and often, but it's just not getting these Henley hitters to chase out of the zone. See where he goes here in a hitter's count to Hayes. Next guy up, you don't want to face Carpenter with the bases loaded. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one will miss high, and that's exactly what will happen. The Henley cleanup hitter gets the chance to hit with the bases loaded. Carpenter leads the league in RBI this year, 39. Obviously, that's the case. He leads his team as well, belting 7 home runs on the season. Doesn't take Henley a lot of work to get the bases loaded. 3 straight walks has given Carpenter this opportunity. And this will prompt Moody to work out of the windup with the bases loaded. Here's the first pitch to Carpenter. Trying to time the fastball. Carpenter a big swing, but a foul ball. It's 0-1. Along with being a power hitter, a guy who drives in runs, Carpenter batting .405 on the season. and is third on the team in hits at 30 on the year. In fact, Carpenter, as he awaits the 0-1, rips one to second on the ground to Bonner. He goes to second for one, and they get Carpenter on the back end of a double play, 4-6-3 in the book, but a run does score. And so Henley leads 1-0 after the double play. Advancing to third was Shively. So Hayes is out on the base paths. Carpenter grounded into that double play. And this brings up Owen Harper. Let's meet the defense for the Challengers. Sickler behind the dish. Stofflet at third. Walker at short. Bonner at second. And Nips plays first. The outfield after this. First pitch to Owen Harper will miss low. In the outfield from left to right for Cascade Christian, Crisp, Latendre, and Willard. And the outfield for Cascade Christian. It's a 1-0 count to Owen Harper, and the delivery is fouled off. 1-1. The count to Harper. This season batting .211. He's come along a little bit since entering league play, but it's been the non-conference games that have really hindered Harper's season. The 1-1. Curveball missed high. In non-conference games this season, Harper only has one base hit and was batting sub 100. Now, again, as you've entered league play, he's upped it to .211 now. As we got a timeout to get Bonner to tie his shoes out there at second. Got to keep the shoes tied. And we're ready. But see if Harper can continue what he's done in conference play to this non-league contest this afternoon. It's a 2-1 count, and 2 away in the bottom of the first. Henley up 1-0. The pitch to Harper. He offers up at a high fastball well out of the zone. 2-2. Such a hard pitch to lay off of for a right-hander. You see it so well coming out of the hands. It looks right there for you, but then it gets up on you. You realize it's about eye level, and it's too late to pull back your swing. Here's the 2-2 to Harper, and another elevated fastball got him swinging and missing for the third out in the inning. The Hornets do score one, no base hits required, and they lead 1-0 heading to the second. This is Henley Baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Top of the second inning, and Henley leads Cascade Christian 1-0. Due up this half for the Challengers as they try to respond. Jack Nips, Cole Stofflet, and Grady Sickler. That's the middle of the order for the Challengers. And still on the mound, of course, for Henley is going to be the right-hander Bo Pyle. Henley's infield breaks and heads their own way. The Hornets have all bleached their hair. It's been an ongoing development since last week. I think the last guy to come around, or one of the last guys, Mark Carpenter, he finally did it last weekend. And here's the first pitch. That one's ripped straight away center field. That's carrying, and Price is going to watch that one bounce off the wall. Jack Nips is going to wind up at second base. A leadoff double for the Challengers on an absolute shot to center field. Holy cow. Doesn't carry out to center field like it does out to left field. If that was hit to left, we wouldn't see that baseball again. But straight away center field, it's about 385 out there, 325 down either line, and 350 to left and right center. But Nips put a jolt into that one for a leadoff double. Goes in the books as our first hit of the ball game for either team. And a great opportunity now for the Challengers to try to manufacture that run out there. Here's Cole Stofflet The right-hander Pyle starts him out with a breaking ball that's called a strike. Decent lead off a second by Nips. And that pitch is called strike 2. Looked like the two-seamer, maybe even the circle change from Pyle to get ahead there. Looking at Stofflet this season, batting .297. The 0-2 is in the dirt, blocked by Shively. And it's a 1-2. I'm sure you can hear the wind whistling in the microphone as well. That all blowing out to left field, as it usually does here at Rosser Field. It's a 1-2 count. The delivery from Pyle is taken for ball 2. That was the off-speed pitch. Started over the plate but broke away from the right-handed hitting Stofflet. And it evens the count now at 2 apiece. Hayes, the shortstop, is kind of holding the runner at second. The ball hit out to him. Hayes charging up with it, and he fires across to Harper for the first out. In the meantime, though, Nips does advance to third on the play. And so 1 out in the inning, and a runner 90 feet away from scoring brings up Grady Sickler. Again, manufacturing that run is all you're looking for, so realistically a productive at-bat there from Stofflet. And now Pyle working out of the windup with 1 out and a runner at third. The pitch sails on him, 1-0 the count. And the 1-0 will miss. Count now 2-0. That pitch misses, now 3-0. And foul ball, now the count moves to 3-1 to Sickler. See where Pyle goes. First base is open. He goes off speed and it's fouled off. And now the count runs full with that runner over there at third. The 3-2 is taken outside, and that will earn a walk and puts runners at the corners for the Challengers. And we've got timeout being called and probably a runner going out there, as that was the catcher who just boarded on the walk. And so it looks like out there running is going to be Taven Madden, the junior, out there at first. So this will bring up the left-handed bat of Carson Willard. 1 out, so double play in effect for the Hornets. And Pyle coming set with the delivery. The pitch missed high on him. 1-0. Aboard at first. There is Madden. And Nip still at third. So go ahead, run on base for the Challengers. And just 1 out. Pyle comes set. The 1-0 is hit in the air, foul. And the count moves now to 1-1. And Hornets, I'd be surprised if they decide to come home with the ball, even if it's hit hard to one of the corners. Hornets probably going to try and turn 2, something that they've been pretty good at this season. And that pitch is actually just going to be a move over to first. Back safely is Madden. The Hornets have turned 8 double plays this season in 23 games. Here's the 1-1. That one's in the dirt. Shively, a good job of keeping it in front of him. The 2-1, I've said it for a while. Shively only in his sophomore season, and he was a full-time starting catcher last year too. Thought if they gave out Skyline Conference gold gloves, boy, Shively would earn that 10 out of 10 times for me. This pitch fouled off, out of play behind third. And the count moves now to 2-2. Not only a good catcher, Shively also a part of the Henley football team, which was undefeated, winning a state title this year. Coming set is Pyle. The 2-2 offered up at and missed. And that is the second out in the inning. No drop, third strike with the runner at first. So 2 outs for Wyatt Hurley. Pyle trying to get himself out of a jam here. It was a leadoff double for the Challengers, and a ground out moved Nips to third, then a walk put Madden aboard at first. And before we get an opportunity to see this pitch, it looks like Coach Connor, the pitching coach for the Hornets, coming out to visit with his guy out there. I want to remind you that today's broadcast is brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza. If you're looking for a great place to eat, head to one of Abby's Legendary Pizza locations for some of the best pizza in the Klamath Basin. 1919 Austin Street or 2226 Shalleck Street near OIT. Abby's Legendary Pizza is a proud supporter of high school sports. All right, brief conference on the mound has concluded. Coach Connor heading back to the dugout. And that will begin the at-bat for Wyatt Hurley. Batting with runners at the corners and 2 outs, a game that his team trails the Hornets 1-0. Hurley this season batting 186, trying to come up for his team in a big moment here. First pitch to Hurley, breaking ball, didn't break enough, missed high, 1-0. The count to the Cascade Christian designated hitter. In the order, take a look at Cascade Christian. That's a swing and a miss there from Hurley. And he's hitting for Nash Crisp, who I believe is the starting left fielder today, and he is for the Challengers. Ball and a strike, the count to Hurley, and Pyle set with it. Here's the delivery. Called a strike. A nice fastball on the outer third catches the zone to Hurley. A ball and 2 strikes now to designated hitter for the Challengers. Pyle 1 strike away from getting out of this jam in the second inning. Set now is Bo and delivers the 1-2 in the dirt, blocked by Shively. Count moves now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs and 2 on in the top of the second inning. Henley leads 1-0 over the Challengers. Big pitch on the way from Pyle, gathers the sign from Shively and is set with it. Shively sets up outside. It was a curveball that will bend foul after a kind of rolling in front of the dish, and so we'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Wyatt Hurley. Looked like he timed up the curveball relatively good and just swung over the top of it. As it just drops off the table at the end out of Pyle's hands. All right, Pyle set now with the 2-2 again, and he delivers. That one's going to miss wide, and the count runs full. On deck for Cascade Christian is Bryson Walker, the number 9 hitter in the order, hoping for an opportunity maybe with the bases loaded. We'll see how Hurley approaches this full count pitch. He's going to take ball 4, missed inside up around the elbows, and so that will load the bases. Madden advances to second, Hurley aboard at first, and this will bring up Bryson Walker. Looking at Walker this season for the Challengers, as we pull up his numbers, Walker is batting .255. Not bad for your number 9 hole hitter as he takes ball 1. Bases loaded and Pyle working from the windup. Misses high again, 2-0. Small strike zone for Walker, a shorter ball player. That just means Pyle has to bear down. The 2-0, that one misses high as well. 3-0, having trouble finding the strike zone. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That one is in the zone, 3-1. Pyle having to just finish his pitches a little bit more. Get in the smaller strike zone of Walker. On deck, the top of the order, Letendre. That pitch is called a strike. Good job by Pyle to work back into this count. 3-2, 2 outs, and the bases loaded for Bryson Walker. Henley leads 1-0. A big pitch on the way. The payoff from Pyle will miss high in a walk, and we've got a tie ball game. Scored Nips from third. Madden now to third. Hurley to second. And aboard at first is Walker. That is the third walk this inning, given up by Bo Pyle, and fourth on the ball game, as he did walk one in the first. Fires in strike one here to Letendre, who's 0 for 1 today. He did strike out to begin the ball game, but now a chance to give his team the lead, tied up with the bases loaded. The 0-1 pitch is in the dirt, kicks away from Shively, but down the third base line is going to keep Madden there. And it's a 1-1 count to the challenger center fielder, Noah Letendre. Infield playing normal positioning, nothing on for the defense. The 1-1 is going to sail high, 2-1. The count now to Letendre. On deck is C.J. Bonner, hoping for an opportunity to continue this rally that the challengers are building. The 2-1 is taken for strike two. A hard fastball looked to be in the lower away quadrant of the zone. But now Pyle can work a little bit in the 2-2 count. This is a hard ground ball into right field. That'll get through. Scoring Madden, and Hurley is going to stay at third. The challengers playing a bit of station to station, but they do take the lead on an RBI single. They're up 2-1. So Hurley to third, Walker to second, Letendre aboard at first. Here's C.J. Bonner. First pitch to Bonner. Off speed and in the zone. 0-1 the count. A good curveball there by Pyle. Trying to stop the bleeding, but the challengers keep the bases loaded. Here's the 0-1 from Pyle. Another breaking pitch that found the zone, started out high and then just broke back in on the curveball. Bonner is 0 for 1 today. He popped out to second in the first inning. Now in an 0-2 count, here's the delivery from Pyle. That'll miss high, 1-2. On deck for the challengers is Ashton Moody. They've scored 2 runs in this inning, and they've only needed 2 hits to do it. Bases are loaded. Here's the 1-2. That one's hit right center field. That could find a gap. Over is Frank and makes the catch on the run. Oh my, Lane Frank, what a catch to save certain runs. We go to the bottom half of the second. Cascade Christian takes the lead. They're up 2-1. Bottom of the second is next. Henley Baseball, 104.3 and 960 Sports.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends. How to fit in. How to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Bottom of the second inning, the Hornets going to try to respond. The challengers scored 2 in the top half to take a 2-1 lead. Hornets will try to respond with Max Price, Thomas Bakke, and Lane Frank. That's 6, 7, 8 in the Henley order. So it was 2 runs for the challengers on just 2 hits. They left 3 runners on in the top half of the inning. See if Ashton Moody, with some renewed confidence, how the left-hander deals against the Hornets. He walked the first 3 guys he faced in the first, but only allowed 1 run to score after a double play and a strikeout got him out of the inning. Hornets, Max Price stepping up to the box now. Max this season batting .312. The freshman off to a fantastic start in his high school career. All right, Moody ready to go. Play ball. And the first pitch of the bottom of the second inning, here it is. In the dirt, 1-0. They count to Max Price. Five doubles on the year for Price, 20 RBI. And he's ahead in the count, 1-0, the pitch. That one's going to miss high, 2-0 to Price. Again, Bakke, the senior, on deck. Then Lane Frank, another senior, waits in the hold this inning. It is senior day at Henley High School, even though there's one more home game left against Hidden Valley. That'll be on Saturday, the final league games for the Hornets. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one looked to be the off-speed pitch right down Main Street. Price took it for a strike, 2-1. Moody delivers the 2-1 pitch. Fouled off behind home plate. 2-2 the count to the freshman Price. And Moody ready to go. Here's the 2-2. That one in the dirt. Good take there by Price, and the count runs full to the first batter here in the second. Been a lot of free passes issued by both teams. Only 2 base hits in the ball game, both issued to Cascade Christian. They came in the top half of this inning, but a run across for Henley after 3 walks in the top of the first. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Price. That one will also miss down and in. Might have gotten the top of his shoe, and I think it did. And so aboard at first to begin the inning. We'll bring up Thomas Bakke. Looking at Bakke on the year, he's played in most of the games that the Hornets have played in this season, although Bakke typically a reserve. He tends to get into games when the Hornets already have him in control, but today, a senior day, Bakke getting the nod as the designated hitter. First pitch to the right-handed Bakke. He shows bunt, lays one down in front of the pitcher. Up with it is Moody, underhand toss to first in time, but advancing to second is Price into scoring position, and that will bring up Lane Frank. Looking at Lane this season, batting .340. Another one of those guys who kind of slumped in the middle of the season, did Lane. They took him out of the starting lineup. They re-entered him, and he has hit the ball fairly well since returning to the lineup in the, I believe it was the second Phoenix series of the year. First pitch to Frank from the left-hander Moody, and here it is. Big lead off of second by Price. The pitch called a ball down and in. 1-0. One out and a runner aboard at second is Price. Set is Moody. Checks the runner at second. He's got a pretty big lead, but the delivery home, the 1-0, is going to miss in. 2-0. Now to Lane Frank. On deck after Frank is Luke Austin, waiting for his turn in the on-deck circle. First baseman Nips playing close to the bag, and the second baseman Bonner holding the runner, so a big gap on the right side of the infield for Lane Frank, who does like to go opposite field from time to time. Here's the 2-0. Off-speed pitch, ground ball towards third. Stofflet up with it. He's going to fire onto first. Now breaking for third is Price, and he's going to get there safely. Walker, the shortstop, not covering the bag, so basically a free base there for Price. And that will bring up Luke Austin with the tying run 90 feet away and 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Henley trails Cascade Christian 2-1. Austin this season, he is second on the team in average, batting .500 on the year. Here's the pitch to Austin, and it'll miss down and in, 1-0. Always a blessing. I think I've talked about it every game for the Hornets, but to have your number 9 hitter, the second best hitter in the entire league, wow, that is nice to have for Henley. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Austin. He offers up at and misses it. 1-1. Had it timed nicely, but just swung underneath the pitch from Moody. One he wishes he probably could have had back. It's a 1-1 count to Luke Austin. On deck, top of the order, is Peyton Price for Henley. Here's the 1-1. And that one will miss outside. 2-1. The count to Austin. Associate head coach Sean Teeters down there talking with Price at the third base coaching box. Small lead off the third for Price as Moody works from the windup. Here's the 2-1 home. That one is popped foul. Count even now at 2. Big pitch on the way. Here's the 2-2 to Austin. That one's lined to third, above the head of Stofflet and into left field. An RBI single from Luke Austin ties us up at 2. Big RBI base hit. Now back to the top of the Hornet order. It's Peyton Price. That is exactly what the Hornets ordered, manufacturing that run after a leadoff walk. And now we are all knotted up at 2 apiece. Runner aboard at first. 2 outs for the leadoff hitter in the Henley order, Peyton Price. Moody now back working from the stretch. That pitch is going to sail high. Sickler can't get to it. Advancing to second now is Austin. He takes a big turn around second, but he'll stay there. It's a 1-0 count after the wild pitch. And it seems like Moody was really preoccupied with the runner over there at first, maintained eye contact all the way until his leg dropped for the delivery, and then just didn't refocus back on the plate. The pitch sailed high on him and kicked away from Sickler to allow Austin to move to second. Price ahead in the count 1-0. He's without an official at-bat today. He walked in the first and was left stranded at third in that first inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's also going to miss high. 2-0 to Price. Just look back at Luke Austin for a minute. That was RBI number 17 on the year for him. Base hit number 25. And feeling good, tying the ball game up at 2. The 2-0 is going to be hit on the ground past Stofflet in the left field. And now trying to head home is Austin. The throw is not going to get there. In fact, they'll try to cut off Price from moving to second. So another RBI single for the Hornets gives them a 3-2 lead. This will bring up Connor Shively. Back-to-back hits with 2 outs for the Hornets. And they've capitalized with 2 runs. For Peyton Price, RBI number 18 on the season for him, hit number 23. And Shively to bat now. First pitch to Connor misses high, 1-0. Shively walked and was also left stranded in the first inning. Here's the delivery from Moody. The 1-0 is going to miss wide. 2-0 now to Shively. After Shively in the Henley order, it's Aiden Hayes. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Looked to be the off-speed pitch. Found the outside part of the zone to the lefty Shively. 2-1. A nicely placed pitch on the outer edge from Moody. When he hits his locations, Moody has found them very nicely. But just a couple pitches have completely sailed on him, allowing Henley runners to move up. But he hasn't made a mistake over the middle yet, and that's typically what Henley takes advantage of. And they lead right now 3-2. It was a move over to first, but back safely is Price. And the count remains 2 balls and a strike at the plate to Connor Shively. Moody set again. And the left-handed pitcher from Cascade Christian again checks over to first. Diving back safely is Price. Worried about Price on the base paths, and, well, it's understandable. He's 7 for 8 in stolen base attempts this season, and his 7 stolen bags put him at third on the team. 2-1 again. Moody comes set and delivers. Taking off is Price. The pitch in the dirt. The throw down is wide right. Diving into second base safely is Peyton Price. And that pitch again missed. Moves the count to 3-1. And now Shively in a perfect hitter's count and an opportunity at another RBI. Shively with 26 runs batted in this season. Set is Moody. And the pitch, the 3-1, is going to miss high, and a 2-out walk surrendered to Connor Shively brings up Aiden Hayes. Second walk of the day for Shively. Hayes also walked in his first at-bat, but he's another one of these guys you want up in spots like these. .430 hitter on the year. Hayes second on the team in runs batted in, 32 on the year. He actually leads the squad in runs scored. So he gets on base, knocks him in, scores himself. He is a machine up there at the plate. The first pitch to Hayes. Breaking for third is Price. The throw down is going to skip down the line into left field. Now trying to score is Price, and he will. The Hornets lead 4-2. Advancing to second on the throw was Connor Shively. And again, aggressiveness on the base paths, resulting in runs for Henley. They're up 4-2. Pitch, I believe, ruled a ball to Hayes. So now after that one misses high, it's 2-0 the count to the Henley shortstop. Moody got 2 quick outs to start the inning, and then a single, back-to-back singles, plus this walk from Shively. And Hornets have remained in business here with 2 outs. And Hayes, again, ahead in the count 2-0. Mark Carpenter waits on deck for the Hornets. The 2-0 pitch. That one is hit over towards short, diving forward, coming up empty is Walker into left field. They're waving Shively around to score. The throw is going to bring Sickler up the first base line, and advancing on the throw is Aiden Hayes. They're going to go ahead and trade places, and Henley now leads 5-2. Just another ground ball with eyes gives the Hornets another run. That's the third ground ball base hit to the left side of the infield for the Hornets in this inning. And they have scored 4 runs to give themselves a 5-2 lead. This will prompt Coach Kevin Schaefer to emerge from the Challengers' dugout. And we'll see if there's a change in effect, as Moody has walked about halfway to the dugout already, and it looks like they're making a change. That means we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll get you details on the new arm for the Challengers. Hornets lead 5-2. This is Henley Baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports, also on my.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
New pitcher on the mound for Cascade Christian, as it'll be Wyatt Hurley on the bump for the Challengers. Taking a look at Hurley this season, an ERA of 9.88, and walks, hits per innings pitched, about 2.5 for him on the season. Just looking to get out of this inning for the Challengers. It has been a tough one to escape from. 2 outs were recorded. The Hornets hit back-to-back base hits, a walk, and then a third base hit with 2 outs. The Hornets have scored 4 runs here in the bottom of the second. They lead the Challengers 5-2. Now the power stick of Mark Carpenter steps up with the runner in scoring position. Aiden Hayes is at second base. All right, we're ready for Hurley. The right-hander delivers the first pitch, a breaking ball. Carpenter, boy, he saw the fences with that one. A big hack that just rolls foul. 0-1 to Carpenter. You can see he takes a big step in his swing, plants it, and he lets her rip. Really tried to take advantage of the breaking ball, but just rolled foul. It's an 0-1 count to the Henley cleanup hitter. 0 for 1 today. He grounded into a double play in the first inning. Stepping off is Hurley. And still an 0-1 count to Carpenter at the plate. Set is Hurley. Delivers to Carpenter. Carpenter fists one out to third. Stofflet charging. Throw across the diamond is in the dirt. Picked out by Nips. A nice defensive play to end the inning. But the Hornets do score 4 on 3 base hits. They leave one stranded. They lead 5-2 as we head to the top of the third. 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Introduce Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Hornets have a new pitcher in the top of the third. It is Corbin Hamilton. The freshman getting some innings in here. A 5-0 record for Hamilton this season. This is his 9th appearance of the year. In 31 innings of work, Hamilton has a sub-1 ERA, .90. That is remarkable. Only 4 earned runs allowed in his 31 innings of work this season. He will come in relief of Bo Pyle. We can try to wrap up the season or the game for Bo for you, as we'll pull up his final line score. In the meantime, Ashton Moody gets ready to hit now for the Challengers. The number 3 hitter in the order, looking to lead things off for his team as they try to get back into the ball game. First pitch is called a strike, 1-0. Looking at the final box score for Pyle. 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs. Each of them earned 4 walks, 2 Ks for Pyle. And it's an 0-1 count to Moody from the right-hander Hamilton. The 0-1. That one is going to be called a ball low. Count even now at 1. Moody walked his first at-bat and was out trying to go to second on a wild pitch. The 1-1, off speed, misses outside, 2-1. After Moody, it's Jack Nips and Cole Stofflet. That's 3-4-5 in the Challengers order to try to start this rally, and this one hit foul over the third base side. The count moves now to 2 balls and 2 strikes to Moody. He was removed as the starting pitcher in the ball game, but now I believe with Wyatt Hurley, who was designated hitting, now on the mound, they're just going to go ahead and swap positions according to the lineup card. So Moody now the designated hitter and Hurley now on the mound for the Challengers. Still a 2-2 count after the previous pitch was fouled off. Hamilton now delivers the 2-2 again. This one is popped up, might be playable behind third for Carpenter, but the wind just carries that one out of play. It's certainly blowing, and again, it's typically across the field, more so out to left, but that foul ball just caught the wind stream and drifted foul, and the count remains now 2-2. By the way, for the Hornets, no other defensive changes when Hamilton entered the ballgame. And so everything is still the same as the 2-2 comes in and will hit Moody on the back foot. A leadoff base runner for the Challengers as they try to respond down by 3 in the top of the third inning. Jack Nips batting now for Cascade Christian. As a matter of fact, it looks like we do have a new hitter in form. No, I am mistaken. It is still Jack Nips to bat now for the Challengers. He hit an absolute bomb to dead center field, just didn't have enough to clear the fence. But a double got things started for the Challengers in the second, where they scored 2 runs. The first pitch ruled a ball inside to the right-handed hitting Nips. He, along with that double, would, of course, come around to score in that 2-run second inning for the Challengers. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Going to check his swing, but called strike one anyway. Evens the count to Nips. Taking a look at Jack Nips this season, second on the team in average, .441. The 1-1 is fouled off towards the softball field. The Henley Hornets softball team also taking on Cascade Christian today. Try to get score updates for that game as we move along. But the Challengers softball team also ranked top 10 in the 3A classification. So great competition for both squads. As, you know, through Skyline Conference play, I don't think it's unreasonable to say that the Hornets have outmatched a lot of the teams that they've played this season. And don't take my word for it. Look at the box scores on OSAA. But a good challenge here for both teams to try to get past another good ball club. And right now the Hornets, they're hanging around, up 5-2 at this baseball game. The 2-2 pitch fouled off again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And while we have a second, might as well check in on the softball score. Cascade Christian leads 2-1 over the Henley Hornets, just behind the first base side at the softball complex. Still a 2-2 count to Nips. The right-hander Hamilton delivers. That pitch will miss wide. The count now moves to 3-2. Runner at first is Moody. Cole Stofflet on deck. The 3-2 pitch. That one is hit up the middle. Hayes gloves it on a hop. On to Price for 1. Now on to Harper for 2. 6-4-3, and the Hornets turn 2. Now there's 2 away in the third inning. That was a fantastic play by Hayes at short. He was getting ready to field just a roller to him, and it ate up the edge of the grass or something, skipped up to his head. He was able to make the adjustment, glove the ball, underhand toss to Price, and fired across to first. And again, 6-4-3 double play. So 2 outs now in the inning. And this brings up Cole Stofflet. He grounded out in his first at-bat and is now ahead in the count 1-0. Delivery from Hamilton, check swing, fouled off. Excuse me, but a strike. The count now, looks like 0-2. The count to Stofflet. Hamilton trying to put the Challengers down in order. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Elevated fastball misses, 1-2. Hamilton from the windup. Here's the 1-2. That pitch will miss low. Good job by Shively. And it's a 2-2 pitch. Looks to the dugout. Gets the sign. Shively sets up inside. The 2-2 is a breaking ball that's fouled off by Stofflet. Good job of staying alive there by the Cascade Christian Challengers third baseman. Just having to get some piece of that ball to see another pitch. A good job. Here's the 2-2. That one, the high fastball, again, fought it off. A pitch that was probably out of the zone, but with 2 strikes, those pitches look appetizing. And he fouled it off to stay alive in this at-bat. Corbin Hamilton gets the sign in from Shively. Shively sets up outside. The 2-2 is going to miss down and in. The circle changeup from Hamilton didn't place it where he wanted to, and the count runs full now, 3-2. On deck is Grady Sickler, hoping for a chance, and he'll get it. A pitch that just missed inside, and a walk given up to Stofflet brings up Sickler. Sickler without an official at-bat today. He walked and scored in the second inning. Going to need a big base hit here Not a big lead off of first from Stofflet. Takes about another step and a half. The first pitch home is going to miss high to Sickler. Looking at Grady Sickler on the season, he is batting .394. That's good for third on the team. Pops one up behind first base. Wind is blowing, and that one is going to wind up out of play over by the group of folks that like to camp out behind the first base side. I know quite a few of the folks like the angle from down there. Got a surprise. There's some dogs out there. Wouldn't be surprised if they got the baseball. It's a 1-1 count to Sickler. Ball stayed in play for quite some time, but again, it's hard to read for a guy like Harper over there running behind him to first. The 1-1, weakly grounded foul down the third base line. Count moves now to a ball and 2 strikes to the Challengers catcher. Hamilton set from the stretch, ready for the 1-2. Here it is, low, 2-2. Fastball low, probably trying to get Sickler to chase, but now the count even at 2. See where Hamilton decides to go here. The freshman kicks and fires. Off-speed pitch, rung him up. Down looking is Sickler, and that gets the Hornets out of the inning. They lead 5-2 as we go to the bottom of the third inning. This is Henley Baseball, 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Bottom of the third inning, and the Hornets lead the Cascade Christian Challengers 5-2. Due up this half for Henley, Owen Harper, Max Price, and Thomas Bakke. That is 5, 6, 7 in the Henley order. Looks like Hurley still on the mound for the Challengers. We can wrap up the day for Ashton Moody now that no more runs are going to come across on his ledger today. For Ashton Moody, he worked 1 2/3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. He walked 3 and struck out 1. It's going to be up to Hurley to try to keep things where they are as his team tries to battle back into this game. Again, Henley coming into today's game carrying a 17-game winning streak. The Challengers have won 3 straight and 6 of their last 7. It's a 1-0 count to Harper as he takes the first pitch low. And the 1-0 is offered up at and missed. Count now a ball and a strike. Harper 0 for 1 today. He struck out in his first at-bat. The 1-1 is fouled off, moves the count now to a ball and 2 strikes. Harper also celebrating his senior day today, but still one more home date for the Hornets. They've got Hidden Valley to close out league play on Saturday and a chance at back-to-back conference titles as the 1-2 misses outside, 2-2. Hornets Skyline Conference champions last season. They got knocked out in the first round of the playoffs as that pitch will come in and hit Harper. I'm not sure if that was a curveball or if that was it looked slow enough to be a knuckleball. And it kind of looked like Hurley shoved it out of his hands. I'm making a bold claim there by saying it was a knuckleball because I don't know for sure, but it looked pretty close to one. Harper aboard at first after being hit And this will bring up Max Price. Throw over to first. Harper back safely. Worried about Owen at first. And, Harper, a big guy, but he's certainly not the fastest, but 6 stolen bases on the year. He hasn't been caught yet. They steal him in select situations. He did have 2 stolen bases in a game last week against Mazama. And it's an 0-1 count to Max Price. Price walked and scored in his first at-bat. Here showing bunt, pulls back in time to take a ball outside. Count even now at 1-1. Hurley having to work out of the stretch now. Comes set and delivers the 1-1. Again showing bunt was Price. The throw down to first to try to backdoor Harper, but he's back safely. The attempted bunt was missed by Price, so the count is now a ball and 2 strikes. Bunt probably off at the plate for Price. He'll be swinging away with 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That one is ripped into center field, a base hit. Hard contact and a base knock for Price. Moves Harper into scoring position, and Thomas Bakke at the plate. Bakke 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to the pitcher in the second inning, but the Hornets manufactured a run in doing so. He grounded out and allowed Price, who now stands at first, to, at the time, advance into scoring position, a run that would eventually score. Here Bakke lays down a bunt, another one in front of the pitcher. Hurley up with it. No one's covering first, and everybody's safe. Miscommunication in the Challengers' infield. Bonner didn't cover the bag, the second baseman, as the first baseman Nips came crashing, and it allowed Bakke to reach safely. Put that in the book as a base hit. That's going to put Harper at third, Price at second, Bakke at first for Lane Frank with nobody out and the bases loaded. Frank is 0 for 1 today, grounded out. Takes the first pitch in, 1-0. Corners in for the Challengers. Stofflet at third, Nips at first. Don't be surprised, a ball hit to them, they come home with it. Walker and Bonner at double play depth. Frank flares one out into right field. Willard under it, makes the catch. Tagging from third is Harper, and the throw is going to be cut off. Harper scores. Advancing to third is Price, and I believe he is in safely. Hornets score a run. They lead 6-2. As Harper scored, Price advanced to third. Bakke stayed put at first, a sacrifice fly, and the RBI to Lane Frank. One away now in the third brings up Luke Austin. And Austin this game hit an RBI single last inning. Bats with runners at the corners and just one away. His team up by 4. First pitch to Austin. Taken for a strike on the inner third. Taking off is Bakke to score, or to steal second. Now scoring is Price after the throw. Safe at second is Bakke. And everything going the way of the Hornets here in these middle innings. The double steal, or if you could call it that, Bakke swiping second and scoring was Price. So now Austin in an 0-1 count. Bats with just a runner at second, and the Hornets have already scored 2 runs this inning. That pitch in the dirt. Nice job by Sickler to keep it in front of him, not letting the runner move up. Bakke's got a little bit of speed out there. It's a 1-1 count to Austin. Here's the pitch. That one misses high. Count moves now to 2-1. Both Walker and Bonner, the middle infield for Cascade Christian, playing close to the second base bag. And the pitch misses in. 3-1 to Austin. On deck for the Hornets is Peyton Price. Still just one away in the third. Henley leads now 7-2. And the delivery. That one is hit on the ground, rolling out towards short. Walker up with it. He's going to throw on to Nips in time for the out. Advancing to third was Bakke. And so 2 away for Peyton Price. Okay, Peyton Price to bat now. He's 1 for 1 today, but he scored 2 runs. He walked in the first and scored. Had an RBI single in the second inning and also scored. A pitch in the dirt's going to skip away from Sickler. Scoring with ease is Thomas Bakke from third on the passed ball. And now 2 outs and the base is clear. Henley leads 8-2. So at least now, I guess if there's any kind of silver lining out there on the mound for Hurley, now you just have to focus on the hitter at the plate. Although with 2 outs, that was pretty much the case anyway. Here's the 1-0. That one is hit foul. Now a ball and a strike to Peyton Price. On deck is Connor Shively. 3 runs home for the Hornets this half inning, and they're up 8-2. The delivery to Price. Off-speed pitch hit the other way into right field. A 2-out single puts Price aboard and brings up Connor Shively. Kept the hands inside, saw the breaking ball, was patient for it, and just shoved it the other way. That's what they teach you, and Peyton Price doing it well, a 2-out base knock. Brings up Connor Shively. Shively's walked twice today, and he scored a run. That was back in the second inning, trying to do some damage here as the throw over to first. Price is back safely, not controlled by Nips, but it stayed in front of him. Looked like it just skipped off the edge of the leather, but it pretty much stayed right around first base. So Price not going anywhere. He stays put. Still 2 outs and a fresh count to Shively. Pitch low to Connor, and it's a 1-0 count to him. On deck is Aiden Hayes for the Hornets. As the Henley team tries to put together a 2-out rally again. That's how they scored most of their runs last inning. Taken off is Price. Pitch is a swing and a miss. The throw down, and if he's got the ball, he might be out. That was a beautiful throw on the money from Sickler to cut down Price. And that will end the inning. The Hornets do score 3 runs on 3 base hits. No runners left stranded. And they lead 8-2 as we head to the top of the 4th, 104.3 and 9-6 and mybasin.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Getting ready for the top of the 4th inning, and the Henley Hornets lead the Cascade Christian Challengers 8-2. For Henley in the ballgame so far, 8 runs on 6 hits, no errors. They've left 2 runners on base in the contest so far. For Cascade Christian, 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and they've left 6 runners on base in the ballgame. As we get ready for the top of the 4th inning, it'll be Carson Willard, Wyatt Hurley, and Bryson Walker due up for the Challengers. That's 7, 8, and 9 in the order. As they try to begin to mount a comeback. Again, 8-2, Henley is in front. Willard standing in. He's 0 for 1 today. Takes a first pitch ball outside. Willard struck out in his only plate appearance so far. That was back in the second inning. Here's the pitch from Hamilton. Swung on, fouled off. The count now even at 1 apiece to Carson Willard. Willard, a junior for the Challengers. A left-handed hitter, awaits the 1-1 pitch. Out in front of the breaking ball. Comes up empty, a ball and 2 strikes. It's Willard in the count. This will bring up Wyatt Hurley. And the 1-2. Oh, nice breaking pitch from Hamilton. Froze up Willard for a strikeout, and that'll be the first out here in the 4th inning. The curveball started away from the lefty and broke right back across the plate. Beautifully placed there by Hamilton, and that's the first out. Wyatt Hurley bats now. He is without an at-bat today, walked, and was left stranded in the 2nd. Here he grounds one out to second base. Price, easy throw to Harper for 1. And 2 quick outs for the Challengers in the 4th brings up Bryson Walker. Walker walked in the 2nd inning and drove in an RBI. In doing so, he walked with the bases loaded. Now he bats with nobody on and 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. His team trailing Henley 8-2. Walker ahead in the count now, 1-0. Here's the pitch from Hamilton. That one will find the zone. Ball and a strike. Again, Walker, shorter ball player, but he just has a smaller strike zone. It's going to take a lot more for Hamilton to find that zone. It's a 2-1 count now. Walker does have a bit of speed, though. We've seen the glove at shortstop, and we've seen him move around the bases a little bit as he takes strike 2. The count even now with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the delivery from Corbin Hamilton. That pitch in the dirt, and the count runs full now, 3-2. On deck after Walker, should he get on base, it's the top of the Challengers order, Noah Latendre. Here's the full count pitch. That one's going to miss high. Looked close, started high, looked close by the end of it, but ball 4. And the walk issued to Walker brings up Latendre. Second walk of the afternoon for Walker. He's on first. Latendre's 1 for 2 today. He struck out and singled in the 2nd inning. When he got that base hit, he also drove in a run. First pitch is going to miss high to him, 1-0. On deck for the Challengers, hoping for an opportunity, is C.J. Bonner. Hamilton set with the 1-0 and the delivery. That pitch low, the breaking pitch, started in on the hands and just never really found the zone against Latendre. So a 2-0 count to the center fielder for the Challengers, trying to get a 2-out rally started. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's fouled off. Count now moves to 2-1. Hamilton into his 2nd inning of work out of the bullpen, hoping to keep it a scoreless one. The 2-1, though, misses. And the count runs now to 3-1. And the pitch on the way. That one will be fouled off. Count now full at 3-2. And that one is hit, going over towards left field and foul. It's a pitch. Moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs and 2 runners on for the Challengers. On deck after Bonner is Moody, hoping to keep this rally ahead. The 2-2. Offered up at and missed. Hamilton gets out of another jam as the Challengers leave 2 stranded, and they trail the Hornets 8-2. This is Henley Baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Back with you for the bottom of the fourth inning between the Hornets and the Challengers. It's 8-2 Henley. And due up for Henley this half inning is Connor Shively, Aiden Hayes, and Mark Carpenter. And Shively starts us off with a ground ball single into right field. First pitch swinging for Connor gives him his first base hit of the game. Also makes him 1 for 1 because he walked in his two previous at-bats. So Shively aboard at first, seventh base hit of the day for Henley, and this brings up Aiden Hayes. Hayes has walked and singled to this point in the ball game, and when he got his base hit, he also knocked in a run. That was in the second inning. Now here's the pitch to Hayes. Off speed, misses high, 1-0. So Shively, Hayes, and Carpenter. Obviously Shively on first, Hayes batting now, Carpenter on deck. As the Hornets already leading by 6, trying to build this lead. The 1-0 is taken for a strike. Now, Challengers playing well today, but Henley's still able to score some of these runs. Worth mentioning that the Hornets have only played 5 innings in the last about 6 ball games. They've run-ruled Phoenix twice, they run-ruled Klamath Union twice, and Mazama suffered the same fate. Their last full 7-inning game was against Hidden Valley on April 18th. So if this game goes the distance, we'll see how the Hornets react to having to play a full 7. It's not something that I anticipate anybody having issue with, although we have seen it happen where the Hornets let things get away from them a little bit as the game goes on. And so we'll see how the 2-1 is delivered to Aiden Hayes. Breaking ball misses high, 3-1. And again, even in the games where Henley has played the distance recently, or I guess if you could call almost 3 weeks ago recently, it has been victories. Their only loss was the 7-inning contest to Banks back in March, where they lost 5-4. So the 3-1 is fouled back, now 3-2. No, it's something the softball team is concerned about too, and I mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. I don't think it's unfair to say that the league competition in the Skyline Conference for Henley, they've just outmatched them. Here's the full count pitch. Off speed, that's going to be hit towards short. Walker tries to play it on a hop, but it eats him up into left field. And that will put Hayes at first, Shively at second. And we'll see the official scorer marks that a hit. And so 7th base hit of the day for the Hornets. They've got 2 runners on for Mark Carpenter. Carpenter hasn't had great luck today. He grounded into a double play in the first. He also grounded out in the second. Connor started the league season like a man on fire. But since then, he's cooled off a little bit. This pitch misses well high, and both runners are going to advance. Shively to third, Hayes to second. And now 2 runners in scoring position for the conference leader in RBI. And small conversation between Sickler, the catcher, and his pitcher, Hurley. Just trying to calm him down a little bit. Might have had the signs crossed, too. Hurley looked like a breaking ball that just didn't have enough break on it. Ended up missing high and kicking off the glove of Sickler. It's a 1-0 count to Mark Carpenter. 2 runners in scoring position. The infield comes in for the Challengers, and Carpenter is going to get out of the way of that pitch. Ooh, it came in behind him. Had to kind of matrix his way out of the way of that one. It missed behind his knees. It's a 2-0 count to Mark Carpenter. Again, infield in for the Challengers. Here's the 2-0. Carpenter hits one deep left field. Under it is Crisp near the warning track to make the catch. Shively is tagging to score, and he will. Sacrifice fly and an RBI for Carpenter. I'm sure he'll take that result, but he just missed out on another home run. Just a bit underneath that one. But again, sacrifice fly and an RBI, not a bad result at all for Carpenter. Hays stayed put at second, so now there's one out, and it brings up Owen Harper. Henley, by the way, leads now 9-2. First pitch to Harper. Off-speed pitch. That was... Ooh, that missed wide. It must have missed wide. That looked right down the middle to Harper. A breaking ball about belt high. Just missed wide. It's a 1-0 count to Harper, and the pitch. Harper chops it a fastball high, 1-1. Just behind on the velocity. Harper, again, he's struggled through most of the season. Leads his team in strikeouts, 16 on the year, but trying to come up with a big hit here. Runner on the move. Hays trying to steal third, and he will after a passed ball kicks away from Sickler. Now just 90 feet away from scoring. Harper in a good position to try to manufacture this run. Just about anything to the outfield should do it. As Hays now stands at third. Harper awaits the 2-1 and the pitch. Misses in. The count is now 3-1 to the Henley first baseman. On deck after Harper is Max Price. Infield still in for the Challengers as they'll try to cut down the lead runner. Harper is going to take a pitch high and earn the walk. That puts runners at the corners with one away. And Max Price to bat now for Henley. Sixth walk surrendered by the Challengers pitching staff today, but only 2 of them have scored. They haven't come back to bite them too bad. Here's the first pitch to Price. Swing and a flare out to short. Walker catches it, tries to get back to first, and safe at first is Harper. Whew, that was close. That was very close at first. No one's going to come out to challenge it, so I guess we're going to live with the call. It was a line out for Price. And this will bring up Thomas Bakke. Bakke is 1 for 2 today. He singled and scored in the third, otherwise grounded out. Bats with 2 outs and runners at the corners. First pitch to Bakke is going to miss down. Taking off is Harper. The throw down is not going to get him. Now breaking to score is Hays, and he will. 10-2, Henley on another steal and score. And Harper winds up at second. They've run that action a couple times now on the base paths, and Sickler is bit each time. Although, I guess with 2 outs, if you think you can get Harper, not a bad decision to throw. But Harper had such a good jump, and Hays scored with ease. 10-2 Henley. And here's the pitch to Thomas Bakke. That in the dirt. That's going to get away from Sickler. A wild pitch gives Harper third base. And now just 90 feet away from scoring. I believe it's a 2-0 count to Bakke, although the scoreboard here says 1-0. Nope, here we go. 2-0 count to Bakke. That one is ripped left field. Could be trouble down the line. It is foul. Just curved foul. And it's a 2-1 count now to Bakke. Someone get another opportunity. It was sort of just flared out there towards left, but made decent contact, just a bit out in front of that pitch from the right-hander Hurley. And now it's a 2-1 count. Hurley from the windup and the pitch. Bakke fouls one off, a pitch inside. He just had to get rid of it. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Sounds like that baseball hit a car. Uh-oh. Didn't sound like it broke a windshield, so I guess you'll take your wins where you can get them. The 2-1 is a breaking ball grounded towards short. Walker across the diamond, and the throw is low. Nips couldn't pick it out of the dirt. Safe at first on the error, and a run scores. Henley now leads 11-2. Lane Frank bats now for the Hornets, trying to shoot one into the gap potentially and give the Hornets the mercy rule that they need. Throw over to first and back safely. Frank, ground ball towards left field. That gets through. A 2-out single for Lane moves Bakke into scoring position. Frank aboard with the single, his first of the day for Luke Austin. And stepping in now is Luke Austin. Hurley trying to get out of this inning. Breaking pitch, hit shallow center field. Bonner going back, and he will make the catch behind second base to end the inning. 3-run score for the Hornets on 3 base hits. They leave 2 stranded. They lead 11-2. We head to the top of the 5th. 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com. To do up this half for Cascade Christian is going to be 3, 4, 5 in their order. That's Moody, Nips, and Stofflet. So we get things going. First pitch ruled a ball. 1-0 the count to Moody. He is without an official at-bat today. He has been hit, and he has walked in his 2 previous plate appearances. Getting ready in the top of the 5th inning. Get that score bug back for you for the folks watching on mybasin.com. And it's a 2-1 count to Moody. Hamilton working into his, I believe, 3rd inning out of the bullpen. Hasn't given up a run yet. And he's been efficient, not allowing a base hit yet either. Now, he has allowed a couple runners, a few walks, a hit batsman, and he's behind in the count here, 3-1, and in fact will deliver a walk to Moody. For the 2nd time today, Moody earns the base on balls, and this brings up Jack Nips. Now, Nips ripped a double into center field in the 2nd inning. Otherwise, he grounded out into a double play in the 3rd. Trying to get the rally started for the Challengers to get back into the game. They trail 11-2. It's a ground ball foul down the 3rd base line, 0-1. The Challengers, head coached by Kevin Schaefer, assisted by Clark Bonner, Jay Segura, and Nate Mabin. Now, Coach Mabin, also the athletic director for the Challengers. The 0-1 is delivered to Nips in the dirt, 1-1. Not only that, Coach Mabin, I'm sure, gearing up for the American Legion baseball season, coach of the Medford Mustangs. A few years ago, ended a streak of 7 consecutive state championships at the AAA Legion level. So that pitch misses inside, 2-1. And in fact, the head coach of the Klamath Falls Falcons American Legion team in the other dugout, Coach Pete Whistler, an assistant for the Hornets. Most of this Henley coaching staff is going to be returning as the staff for the Falcons. The 2-2 is a count now to Nips. Coach Whistler, assisted by Craig Connor on the Falcons, Sean Teeters, and Joe Tacchini. All those guys, coaches of this Hornets team. The 2-2 offered up at and missed. Down on strikes is Nips. And now 1 away for Cole Stofflet. Klamath Falls Falcons, as we talk about them, they just recently released their schedule, and in fact, their first 2 games of the season will come against the Medford Mustangs, and it looks like now we've got a meeting on the mound coming out. It looks like Coach Rosser, Coach Takini coming in to make a pitching change. And it's going to be Mark Carpenter. We'll get you a look at Carpenter coming up on the other side of this break. Henley leads Cascade Christian 11-2 on 104.3 and 960 Sport.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Mark Carpenter taking over on the mound for Henley with one out in the top of the fifth inning. Looking at Mark on the season, this will be his 12th appearance overall, his 7th out of the bullpen. 37 2/3 innings of work, a 4-0 record. Carpenter has got a sub-1 ERA, .743. Carpenter has been borderline untouchable this season. The only thing you could take away, I suppose, from Carpenter is the amount of walks he gives up, 13 in his almost 40 innings of work. Now, again, that's not even all that bad. So Carpenter looking to get some work in against the challengers. We will probably, depending on pitch counts, of course, see him on Saturday as well against Hidden Valley. And I think that's what the Hornets are trying to contend with here, keeping everybody's pitch counts under control. So that way they've got their full staff ready on Saturday. First pitch to Stofflet, and Carpenter pulls the string on him, swung on and missed, 0-1. There's one away and a runner aboard at first, Ashton Moody. Carpenter ready with the 0-1 pitch. The right-hander delivers. Called a strike, 0-2. Look at Carpenter. He's also one of the guys who's a part of the Klamath Falls Falcons, who I was talking about a little bit before the break. And the Falcons have announced a few things going on this year for them. Their baseball camp, which we just found out, I believe is going to be a Memorial Day week. They've got, tryouts on Wednesday and Thursday on the 29th and 30th of May. It's the 1-2 breaking ball got Stofflet looking. Strike 3, and now 2 outs in the 5th. So tryouts for the Falcons at Kiger Stadium from the 29th to the 30th. And their first game is going to be June 6th, I believe, against the Medford Mustangs. And that pitch finds the zone, 0-1 to Grady Sickler. And back-to-back games against the Mustangs to start the year for the Falcons. They also will play in the Coach K Classic at Harry and David Field. And they'll also go up to Roseburg for the Father's Day tournament. We've got the full Falcons schedule on our website on mybasin.com if you care to look it over. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Sickler, looked at for ball 1, a fastball that just missed low. A good take by Sickler, who has walked and struck out in his previous 2 plate appearances. Carpenter with the 1-2. Ground ball over towards second, diving past the glove of Pyle into center field. A good effort by Pyle, who is a defensive substitution for the Hornets. Put Sickler on first. Now to second is Moody. And to bat is Carson Willard. Now, I mentioned a couple defensive changes for the Hornets. Carpenter came in from third to pitch. Max Price, who was at second, moved to third. and Bo Pyle has come in to fill the spot at second base. Also a runner coming in for Sickler for the second time. It is Taven Madden. Here's Willard 0 for 2, a couple of punch-outs today, late on the first fastball, and behind in the count 0-1. 2 runners on for the right fielder for the Challengers. Carpenter trying to get his team up. The Hornets would need just 1 run in the current situation to walk things off and end it in 5. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed, 0-2 the count to Willard. On deck, hoping for an opportunity is the Challengers pitcher, Wyatt Hurley. Carpenter set. And the pitch. Popped foul. Trying to time that fastball as Willard. Got a piece of it that time, and the count remains 0-2. Wind picking up a little bit here at Rosser Field. Always does as the night goes on. And I know the coldest nights come at the football complex, which is right behind us. Here's the 0-2. Off-speed pitch out in front is Willard, down on strikes. Carpenter comes in and strikes out 2 of the 3 batters he faced. And we're going to the bottom of the 5th with Henley up 11-2 on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Bottom of the 5th inning and a new pitcher for the Challengers. It's going to be right-hander Jack Nips. And taking a look at Nips on the season so far for Cascade Christian, an ERA of 2.692. The right-hander comes in relief of Wyatt Hurley. We can take a look at Hurley, close the book on him on the day. So he worked 2 1/3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 6 runs. Just 3 of them earned. He walked out 1, did not strike out anybody. And taking a look at some of the substitutions coming in for Cascade Christian, I believe the only one is that Moody has entered the game at first, and Nips moves from first base to now pitching. His first task is going to be the top of the Henley order, Peyton Price. First pitch is in the dirt, 1-0. The Hornets just need 1 run in this inning to end things via the mercy rule. They lead by 9. Pitch is in the dirt. 2-0, the count to Peyton Price. And pitch missed in and actually hit Price, who's now aboard at first. Got a final score from the softball complex. They went pretty quickly as Henley defeated Cascade Christian 10-3. The Lady Hornets waited until the 6th inning to score 8 runs and ended up winning that game. So they've wrapped up over there, and the pitch down here is in 1-0 with a runner on first to Connor Shively. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one will find the zone. A ball and a strike. It looked like a curveball or maybe a changeup from Nips to find the outside part of the zone. A ball and a strike to Shively, who's reached base all 3 times today, twice by a walk, once by a base hit. The 1-1 misses outside, 2-1 to Shively. On deck is Aiden Hayes. Right-hander Nips set. And the delivery. Off-speed pitch found the zone, pretty much the same spot as the previous pitch that found the zone as well. 2-2, the count to Shively. Runner at first is Price. There, after being hit by a pitch, he represents the game-winning run out there at first. Here's the 2-2. Shively fouls it off, stays alive in the at-bat. 2-2, the count now. Shively, we talked about it, leading the team in batting average, .519 on the year. 40 base hits, paces the Skyline Conference. Nips set with the 2-2 and delivers. Off-speed pitch misses outside, 3-2. Nips, not a sidearm pitcher or submarine, but he does have a low arm angle when he's out there on the mound. Keeps his shoulders low and sort of leans toward the third base side as he throws. But Shively pops one up, could be playable behind third. Under it now is Stofflet to make the catch for the first out. And this brings up Aiden Hayes with one away and a runner aboard at first. Hayes so far in the ballgame is 2 for 2. He's also walked. He drove in an RBI in the second inning and scored a run of his own in the fourth. That's been the MO for Hayes this season. Second on the team in RBI and leads the team in runs scored. That's with one away and a runner at first. Hayes takes the first pitch he sees for a ball missed outside. 1-0. Sickler tried to frame it up, but that pitch certainly missed away. After Hayes in the order for Henley, it's Mark Carpenter. And here's the 1-0. Lifted, playable in right field for Willard. He's going to move over and make the catch for the second out. So 2 away. And this will bring up Mark Carpenter. Still looking for his first base hit of the ball game, but he did collect an RBI earlier on a sacrifice fly in the fourth inning. Some speed on first for Price. Ball in the gap. That's what Carpenter's going to try to do to maybe score that runner from first. Here's the first pitch to Carpenter. He's going to take ball. Whoa, strike call, late strike call. Thought it was in the zone, was just waiting for the signal. It's an 0-1 count to Carpenter. After Carpenter in the order, it's Owen Harper. Decent lead off of first by Price. The 0-1 is in the dirt. Evens the count at 1. So hit by pitch and a couple of flyouts give us the current situation. A runner aboard at first and 2 away in the inning for Henley. They lead by 9. The 1-1. Carpenter shoots one the opposite way. It's carrying, but it's foul. And count moves now to 1-2. Carpenter a little bit late on that pitch. Now behind in the count, 1-2. Mark has a pretty good 2-strike approach. We'll see how he handles this spot here. The delivery. Off-speed pitch, hit into right center field. Over is the right fielder on the run. Willard makes the kicks. Henley up by 9 on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great. Participate!
8-9-1 in the challenger order as they try to battle back into the ball game. It's Wyatt Hurley, Bryson Walker, and Noah Latendre. Now, the challengers were up against it in the bottom half of the fifth. Henley had the winning run on base, but the challengers stayed put, only trailing by 9, but they kept themselves in the ball game at the very least. We'll see what they do with this second opportunity. Hurley is 0 for 1 today. He walked and grounded out so far in the ball game. And, new hitter in for the challengers. It's Nash Crisp. He was actually the guy they were hitting for. The first pitch to Crisp is called a strike. This is the first time we've seen him this ball game, although he has been manning right field for the challengers. Pitch from Carpenter misses high, a ball and a strike. That one in the dirt as well. 2-1 the count. Carpenter, the right-hander, looking for a quick inning, trying to get his bats back up here. The 2-1 misses low, 3-1. Carpenter, he likes to work quickly, already set with the 3-1 and the delivery. That one was probably out of the zone, but offered up at and missed by Crisp. And the count now runs full. Crisp, a sophomore for the challengers, in a full count opportunity. The delivery from Carpenter is looked at for strike 3 called, and he'll go down looking for the first out in the 6th. Third strikeout of the afternoon for Carpenter, and only the 4th batter he's faced. And this brings up Bryson Walker. First pitch to Walker fouled off. Walker has walked twice. Each time he's made it to second base and was forced to stop there, left stranded each time. Henley pitchers have had a bit of trouble finding the zone against Walker. Smaller zone, but Carpenter found it there, ahead 0-1, and here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch, weakly hit foul down the third base line, 0-2. The count to the Cascade Christian shortstop. Outfield in a few steps for Henley, and the 0-2 pitch from Carpenter is going to miss in. Did that? And they're going to call Walker for a swing there. Tried to check his swing, but down on strikes for the second out in the 6th. And now top of the order for the challengers, Noah Latendre. He's 1 for 2 today. He struck out in the first inning, singled home a run in the second, and then he walked in the 4th. A big curveball from Carpenter started in on the hands of the right-handed hitting Latendre and just broke across the plate. An 0-1 count to the center fielder from Cascade Christian. Watches ball 1, miss outside, 1-1. Carpenter ready to deliver. That pitch fouled off, 1-2. If you're wondering, due up next half inning for Henley is Harper, Price, and Bakke. See if they make any changes in the bottom of the 6th. Still a pitch to go, though, for Carpenter. Here's the 1-2 home. Mark fires in high heat and gets him swinging. Carpenter strikes out the side in the 6th, and we go to the bottom half with Henley leading 11-2 on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Introducing Smith's Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Bottom of the sixth inning, ahead as the Hornets lead the challengers of Cascade Christian High School 11-2. Due up this half for the Hornets, Owen Harper, Max Price, and Thomas Bakke. Between the three of those guys today, only 2 base hits, but a lot of guys on base. Walks, hit batsman errors as well. See if the Hornets can try to push one across as they lead by 9. First pitch to Owen Harper is fouled off, 0-1. Harper has been struck out. He's been hit by a pitch, and he's walked. Each time he's reached base, he's scored. So trying to lead things off for the Hornets in the 6th. In an 0-1 count, and the pitch from Nips is hit in front of Nips. Backhands it. Throw on to first is in time. And that is the first out recorded in the bottom of the 6th. 1-3 in the book, and it brings up Max Price. And as a matter of fact, we will have Ian Myers hit for Max Price here. Ian has been a joy to watch this season. I bring it up every time he hits. This is, it's only his 10th at-bat of the season. But he's batting .556, and he is coming up big in opportunities for Henley all year long. 6 RBIs as well in his 5 hits. See if he can get things started here in the 6th. They count 1-0 to Myers. Hitting for Price, and see if we've got a sub in for potentially Bakke next, although be surprised on his senior day if they remove Bakke early, but might be forced to with Bo Pyle re-entering the game, and I think that's the case. So Bo Pyle is on deck for the Hornets. It's a 2-0 count to Myers. And the pitch. Ian rips one. Left center field. That's going to get down for extra bases. Myers takes a big turnaround first, but a great recovery and left. Crisp got there, closed the gap quickly, and actually limits Myers to just a single. He got a hold of it, but just one base for Myers. And he's aboard. Represents the winning run for Henley, and this brings up Bo Pyle. First at bat for Pyle today. He actually started the day on the mound for Henley and was designated hit for by Thomas Bakke, who he'll now be replacing. First pitch to Pyle is fouled off. 0-1 the count. Take a look at Bo as a hitter this season, batting .333. And actually tied for the team lead in triples with 4. He hit a pair in the series against Mazama. An 0-1 count to Pyle. And the delivery, a breaking pitch that'll miss wide. A ball and a strike to Pyle, the junior for the Hornets. Boarded first is Ian Meyer. And the 1-1 home is in the dirt. That's going to kick away from Sickler. And in at second is Meyer. Scoring position now for the Hornets with just one away. It's a 2-1 count at the plate for Bo Pyle. And on deck for the Hornets is Ryan Douglas. 2-1 pitch. Pyle checks his swing. That'll be called a strike. 2-2. Nice pitch there by Nips. And the pitch, 2-2. Breaking pitch, ground ball to third. That's going to eat up Stofflet at third. Everybody's going to be safe. And Myers is going to stay put at second. And it looks like they might be giving Pyle the base hit there. We will. So 2 runners on, and this brings up Ryan Douglas. And looking at Douglas on the year, batting .200, not given a ton of opportunities. This will only be his 6th at-bat of the season. He's appeared in 10 games for the Hornets. Again, typically in these situations where Henley is up by a large margin, you'll see guys like Douglas enter the game as he takes strike one. Douglas, a sophomore, though, getting quality varsity time and experience this season. The Hornets team, while having a fair bit of seniors, really distributes the class well. Ground ball into center field, past the diving glove of Walker. Meyer's going to try to score. He dives in, and the Hornets walk it off in the bottom of the sixth. An RBI single from Ryan Douglas closes the door on a 12-2 Hornets win. We'll be back to recap everything for you as we continue our coverage this season of Henley baseball, and it's all coming to you on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Final score today from Henley High School. The Henley Hornets taking care of business against the Cascade Christian Challengers by victory of a 12-2 scoreline. Taking a look at the ball game today, it's 12 runs for the Hornets on 10 hits. They committed no errors, and for Henley in the ball game, they only left 5 runners on base. For the Challengers, 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for Cascade Christian. And they left 10 runners on base for the Challengers today. Winning pitcher, let's see, give it to Bo Pyle, who worked 2 innings to start the game. 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts for Pyle. Corbin Hamilton and Mark Carpenter each pitched in relief. Those guys combined gave up 1 hit, no runs, 4 walks, and 9 strikeouts. The Henley pitching staff combining for 11 Ks today. Losing pitcher is going to go to Moody. And he worked 1 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. He walked 3 and struck out 1. A couple of offensive notables for Henley today. And let's go ahead and highlight a stellar day for Peyton Price. 2 for 3 with an RBI. He also scored 2 runs. Also scoring 2 runs on a 1 for 2 day was Connor Shively. He walked twice to be able to get on base, score those runs. Other guys with RBIs today, Aiden Hayes, Mark Carpenter as well. Carpenter got his RBI by virtue of a sacrifice fly, a hitless day for Mark, uncharacteristic, but his team got the job done. They won 12-2, winners of 18 straight. And the Hornets' next task is a Saturday showdown with the Hidden Valley Mustangs for the Skyline Conference title. That'll be right here on Saturday morning. I believe first pitch is at 11 between the Hornets and the Mustangs. We're carrying every Henley Hornets baseball game the rest of the season, 104.3 and 960 Sports. Once again, final score 12-2. Henley wins. Want to thank everybody who made today's broadcast possible. Head coach Joe Tacchini and Sean Teeters for the Henley Hornets, and Kevin Schaefer for Cascade Christian School, able to get us stats just moments before first pitch today. So always appreciate head coaches working with the broadcast and making things possible. Of course, the athletic director here at Henley High School, Mr. Luke Hammond, making things seamless each and every game day. can watch Henley baseball replays on mybasin.com. It's your home for everything going on in the Basin. News, sports, special events, everything in between. Find it on mybasin.com. Final score once more for you. Henley wins a ball game over Cascade Christian 12-2. This is Josh Eldridge saying so long from Rosser Field at Henley High School.